while our legislators are here to serve those who they represent, they also have jobs. And our first speaker this morning has to leave in just a couple of minutes because he's got to get back to Meridian for work. So we're going to start this morning with the Speaker Pro Tem of the House of Representatives, Representative Doug Snowden, who represents Lauderdale County. He has been serving in this role for the last 2 years. He is also chair of the House Management Committee. Please welcome Pro Tem Snowden.
Well, thank you. In my real life, I am a lawyer, and I don't have to tell you folks, you know as well as anybody that people just won't stop suing, you know, and my client expects me to be there for a hearing this afternoon, so that's where I'm going to be. And I'm not going to lay anything heavy on you. I've had the opportunity to meet with you several times and have talked with you about serious substantive things. What I'm talking to you about today, very briefly, is very substantive, but I'm here as more of a cheerleader today. There'll be those that follow me that are going to talk about the infrastructure needs and some other issues that the state has to deal with. I just want to talk to you briefly about our state's bicentennial. We had a kind of an unveiling on Tuesday here at the Capitol of the programs for the state's bicentennial. As you know, Mississippi became a state on December 10th, 1817. So this December 10th, our state will be 200 years old in the sense it will be in the Union for 200 years. It's a year of great celebration for us. And you come from the communities from all around the state, and I want to encourage you to do certain things, make you aware very quickly of some things, and encourage you to participate in the bicentennial. First of all, there's a bicentennial grant program that I want you to be aware of. I want you to make people in your communities aware of. You can get more information about this at ms200.org. MS and then the numbers 200.org. But this is administered by the Mississippi Humanities Council in connection with MDA Visit Mississippi, and they're going to award up to $10,000 grants to individual programs around the state that will encourage and promote the bicentennial. If you have folks, they're rolling deadlines to apply for this, but what I'm telling you, there is some money, some small amount of money, that's available just to about everybody in the state to promote our bicentennial. I encourage you to look into that. There will be 3 great events next year, or rather this year, one for North Mississippi, one for Center Mississippi, and one for Central Mississippi, and one for South Mississippi. In Gulfport on April the 1st, at Centennial Plaza, there will be a concert and bicentennial celebration, basically centered obviously on the Gulf Coast for those in the South. And in Oxford on June the 24th at the Ford Center, there'll be something similar, concert, that sort of venue. And then finally, the really big event here in Jackson on December the 9th, which is a Saturday. The 10th, as I mentioned, is the actual day, but that's a Sunday. So on the 9th will be the grand opening of our 2 new museums, the Mississippi Museum of History and the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum. So you need to circle that on your calendar. I want to encourage you, like I say, I'm going to literally flag wave a little bit here, if I can find my flag. Well, I know I had it. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to flag wave a little. This is a national flag of the United States that was used in 1818. You probably remember from your civics class that our country originally, the Betsy Ross flag, which I'm sure you're familiar with, 13 stars, 13 stripes. Well, we started adding states, you know, after the Revolutionary War. And so the first 2 that were added, we went to 15 stars and 15 stripes, and that's the famous Star-Spangled Banner that flew over Fort McHenry. It's got 15 stars, 15 stripes. We just kept adding states. And as I told a group of legislators from around the country, I was with over the last week, I said, you know, we added these relatively minor states, you know, Tennessee in 1796, Ohio in 1803, Louisiana 1812, Indiana in 1816, but we kept that 15-star flag. Something didn't seem right, though, when we had a really major addition with the 20th state, the state of Mississippi, and the Congress knew they had to do something. So in 1818, they had the Flag Act of 1818, which provides that from and after the 4th day of July next, the flag of the United States shall be 13 horizontal stripes, alternate red and white, and that the Union have 20 stars, white in a blue field. And then it also had in another section of the bill that when a state is added, a new star will be added. Now, it doesn't say how to arrange that. There is no official flag per se design, The rectangular design that we use today was commonly used. There was a remarkable flag that's, I think, kind of attractive, certainly interesting, called the Great Star Flag, which is documented to have flown over the U.S. Capitol for 6 months in 1818. It was 20 stars, with the 20 stars in the shape of one big star, the Great Star Flag. We have, though, in our possession here in Mississippi, this flag, which is a 20-star flag. It's very reminiscent, as you can see, of the Betsy Ross flag, and it's 20 stars in a circle. The original of this flag we have. It is on display. It's been traveling around the state along with a copy of our original 1817 Constitution to promote interest in our bicentennial. These will be available. You can flag wave just like I'm doing. I encourage you to do that. And I encourage you again to promote the bicentennial in your companies, your businesses, your communities. It's something that only the bicentennial actually only comes around once. But a centennial event, of course, comes around only every 100 years. So this is our opportunity. And so if you don't promote our Mississippi, if we don't put on a good face and brag about things we can brag about, this is the time to do it. In closing, I'm going to point to you here the little bicentennial pin that I have, which is a replica of this flag and also has on it Mississippi 1817 to 2017. And you can get these. I don't have a commission on this now, I want you to understand. But you can get these at the Capital gift shop, and I understand they're going fast. You might want to have one, put it in your lapel. I happen to have one here that I'm going to present to your peerless leader as I leave, and I'm sure he'll have it in his lapel from now, every time you see him, at least through this calendar year. So let's promote Mississippi, let's get excited about our bicentennial, and thank you again for being here.
Hey, we'd like to welcome the great contingent of young professionals here from Hattiesburg. A big crowd from Hattiesburg ADP. Where are you? Stand up. Let's give you a round of applause. Thank you for getting up early and coming in as a group. Great to have you here. And all of you. I do want to take a minute, since we're talking about Hattiesburg and something near Hattiesburg. Our Leadership Mississippi class this year had the privilege of spending 2 days down at Camp Shelby, which was quite an experience. They got to ride in tanks, they got to ride in Black Hawk helicopters. Then Adjutant General Leon Collins made it happen for us. And boy, did they have a lot of fun, and did they learn what it is. Well, there was a lot of reason for that to happen. Leadership Mississippi, back when the first war was declared in Iraq, we were all left wondering, what could we do? And one of the problems was that our troops that went over there from Mississippi, they had access to public phones, but they did not have access to free phones initially. Once encampments get created, then they do have free phones, but initially they didn't. So they desperately needed calling cards. Leadership Mississippi started a little program that we thought might send a few hundred calling cards over and help our troops get a little leg up. 15,000 calling cards later, we were able to end the program, and it started a long and very productive relationship with the National Guard. We have a new Adjutant General who I wanted to introduce you to today. Not going to have time to speak to you, but he will wave. And he has been kind enough to make sure that a National Guard representative has attended every one of our 22 roadshow stops this year to make sure that they're connecting into our Mississippi Scholars and Mississippi Scholars Techmaster program and helping those schools, because the military, and you'll see it if you ever go to Camp Shelby, is a career, and one heck of a career. So the face of our military in Mississippi today, and the leader of our military in the state of Mississippi today, is a new Adjutant General, a guy with great focus. We'd like him to wave to the crowd today, and that's Adjutant General Jansen D. Boyles. Let's give him a big welcome. General, good to see you. Thank you. And of course, the bicentennial year, as Secretary Page has worked on unity for years. This whole banner idea is an idea to get something behind everybody can get excited about. Let's all be behind a banner. Now, it's a banner, not a flag. And why is that? Well, if you talk to a vexiologist, how you like that word for the day, huh? I didn't say numismatologist now, I said vexiologist. That would be a person of all things flag, okay? If If you talk to a vexillologist, they say, oh, no, 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 that cannot be a flag. It's got big writing all over it. That is a banner. This is the MEC Bicentennial Celebration banner. There are years on it. There's an opportunity for everybody to get behind this and say, wow, what a great way of celebrating our bicentennial. You can fly it on a standalone flagpole. You can fly it with your federal flag. You can fly it with your federal and state flag. And we got people doing it. We got all kinds of sizes. If you're a member of MEC and you want one, we'll give it to you for free if you promise to fly it. This can't go in the drawer now. You've got to fly it. You just send me an email. You know, you get emails from me all the time. Believe me or not, I answer anybody who writes back to me. They come to me. They don't go into a blind mailbox. And we'll make sure you get one. It takes a few weeks because we order them in lots, but we'll get it to you so you can fly it and celebrate the bicentennial. We got some neat other things coming. We got some placemats coming around about all the facts about Mississippi. All kinds of ways of celebrating the bicentennial. So if you go to church on Wednesday night for dinner, you'll probably be able to get a placemat and read all about Mississippi. There's all kinds of neat stuff we'll be rolling out this year because we're proud of our state. We're proud of our state seal. We're proud of this banner to bring people together and celebrate. So that's what it's all about. So we called it the Mississippi 500. When we announced this originally at Hobnob, we said by Capital Day we want 500 up and flying all around the state. Well, we achieved our goal. The Mississippi 500 has been met. So now we want 1,000 up and flying by the MEC annual meeting on April 27th. So help us do it. For those who aren't members, you can order one for about $50 from the Complete Flag Source right here in Jackson, and I'm sure there'll be some other vendors offering it as well as time goes on. So let's have some fun. Let's wave a banner that we can all get excited about. And if you're waving it with the existing flag, wave it with the existing flag. If you're waving it only with the federal flag, wave it. I know one guy who's only got this on his flagpole. But let's have some fun. Mississippi's a great place. It's a place of diversity. It's a place where we all can get together. And this is a great banner for celebrating that togetherness for this bicentennial year. So let's have some fun. Glenn McCulloch. And he's last on the program, not because he's least important, but because he's got one of the strongest messages. He took over the MDA 18 months ago. I first met Glenn when he was mayor of Tupelo when I first came to Mississippi. He went on from there to the distinguished position of chairman of the Tennessee Valley Authority. And again, those of you who saw the 60 Minutes documentary on the Golden Triangle area saw the importance that something called a mega site had in bringing that first location to the Golden Triangle area. The concept of mega site and branding it and rolling it out started with Glenn McCulloch under his leadership at TVA. And it changed the way we focus on economic development. And it profoundly benefited Mississippi because the local economic developer there, Joe Max Higgins, didn't just say, oh, well, I wonder what this is. He embraced it, worked it, made it happen, and took advantage of it. That's what it takes to be in a place of opportunity. So we all have to work together to put the opportunities on the plate, but then we have to seize the opportunities as well. Glenn started out in a family business. He's a graduate of Mississippi State, took over at MDA 18 months ago. About 4 or 5 months after he was there, they announced a little project called Continental Tire. Not bad for a few months' work, Glenn. But we're delighted to have him there. He's focusing on redesigning the way MDA takes on projects to have more local involvement and to get more results. Please join me in welcoming the new director, not so new anymore, a year and a half, of MDA, Glenn McCulloch.
Thank you so much, Blake. It's great. It's an honor, personal honor for me to be invited to this great gathering. I'm reminded of the farmer who entered his mule in the Kentucky Derby. And some of his friends down at the barbershop said, hey, do you really believe your mule can win the Kentucky Derby? He said, no, but the association will do him a lot of good. That's my experience with all of you. And so to be with my friend Blake Wilson, Madam Chair Robin Robinson, to be with Secretary Hoseman, thank you for your innovative leadership that makes Mississippi a better place to live and work, to raise a family, to worship. and also to have a brighter future. To Dr. Page, welcome home. Boy, it's great to have you back at home. Thank you for your leadership, which has made a difference not just in America. And now back at home, you're at home, you're going to apply your skills and leadership to help take Jackson State University. You're right, Mississippi does need Jackson State University, and we're going to work with you to make that happen. Hey, if you look around this room, and the leadership of the Mississippi Economic Council, ladies and gentlemen, is really the lifeblood of Mississippi. You know, it's a place that people around the world think of the Great River, and we know it as home. There is no place on earth like the state of Mississippi. Three things that common denominators, and hearing the inspirational speakers, by the way, of the best economic development governor in America, Governor Phil Bryant, and all the things that you hear, whether it's Continental Tire or Yokohama Tire or whether it's Raytheon. They looked at 39 sites. They looked across the southeast United States. This is a global company. They could go anywhere on planet Earth. And after about a year-long process, they said that we're going to compete, we're going to win. For about 43 years since the United States Air Force has had a new jet trainer, it's about time. And the competition is fierce with great global competitors in aerospace. Raytheon said, we'll assemble the T-100 in Meridian, Mississippi at Key Field. Governor Bryant, I can tell you, almost every day was personally engaged, not only in this project, but there are an awful lot of expansions that go on. About 6 out of 10 new jobs that come to the state of Mississippi are companies that are already here. They're existing small business, medium-sized business, large businesses and industries. And Governor Bryant is right on the tip of the spear, and it's a personal honor for me to serve under his leadership. That's point one. Each of you in this room, you are a center of influence. People across the state of Mississippi, they hear what you say, they know where you go, they watch what you do, and you send a signal, and that signal is very positive. And ladies and gentlemen, we're fortunate at MDA. Pamela Weaver is here, our Chief Marketing Officer. Mike McGreevy is here. We have Darren Wilson, our Chief Administrator, and maybe others. I don't want to leave anybody out. It all starts with leadership. You are a leader in your family, you're a leader in your business, you're a leader in your community, you are a recognized leader in the state of Mississippi. And it's not really a stretch to say that the future of our state, our home, is in our hands. So what do leaders do? Leaders inspire another person to take positive action. That's the definition. When you have leaders in the community, leaders in the county, leaders in the state, point number two, you will have community development. Education is at the foundation of any community. Education, people who have the knowledge, the skills, the energy, they have the leadership because they saw you demonstrate leadership, so they go out and they make their community the best it can be. Community development precedes point number three, and that's the creation, reinvestment of wealth. That's economic development. Now, what are we trying to do here in Mississippi? What are we successfully doing? All of these companies are successful. Your business is successful because you import more capital than you export. So that, in fact, is a common denominator. We want our economy to grow. We want more Mississippians to have career opportunities. Yeah, we focus on jobs. We want more jobs. We want Mississippians to have a job that puts them on a track for a career opportunity. That requires pre-K through 12, community colleges, institutions of higher learning. That requires the SWIB, the State Workforce Investment Board, Mark Henry at MDES. That requires all of us at the Mississippi Economic Council playing as a team. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what is happening. Today, you've heard of some success stories. I can promise you that together there will be more success stories. Mississippi is winning. Mississippi is winning in a way that's being recognized around North America, around the world, like never before. Business Facilities announcing this morning that Mississippi won the Business Deal of the Year all across 50 states is evidence of one leadership. And Blake Wallace and the people in Hinds County Board of Supervisors, they believed. It was leadership at Hinds Community College. It was leadership in the institutions of higher learning, Dr. Glenn Boyce and his staff, Gene Massey in the Department of Education, Curtis Upkins. And yes, MDA has a role to play, but we play on a team. That's the last point. Ladies and gentlemen, Mississippi wins because we win with people. We play in the Southeastern Conference. That is the most competitive conference on planet Earth. There are no easy wins when you take a look at South Carolina and you end over in Texas. You go up to Kentucky to the Gulf of Mexico. We're the only state that's got navigable waterways on 3 borders. We use that to our advantage. Mississippians play to win. We play to win all the time. And we're going to take it to another level, this teamwork. The teamwork that MEC really fosters. MEC is a great convener of leaders. From that convening of leadership, you gain consensus. And that's what our Madam Chair talked about, consensus on direction that we're going to go. That's how you get a Mississippi Works bill passed, $50 million last session. And that's how you're going to get progressive legislation in this session. That is what today is all about. Leadership, and that's you. Community development precedes the creation, reinvestment of wealth, and that is economic development at every level. And that enables almost 3 million Mississippians to have a higher quality of life. That is what we are all about in MDA. We keep score. We have a scorecard. And here are our metrics. GDP. We want GDP to go up, 108 billion. Income. We want Mississippians' income to go up. Darren Wilson sitting right there designed the scorecard. We focus on it every day. We want jobs that put Mississippians on a career path. We want Mississippians to have careers here at home. We want more private investment. We want private capital investments. We work hard every day at every level to have more private capital investment with our team. Chad Newell is sitting here. He's one of the best economic developers in the state of Mississippi. James Williams is executive director of SWIB. He's the tip of the spear on workforce training. He's doing some things that are very innovative. We want more tourism. Here's a little stat. 23 million people came to Mississippi. We just got that number. That's up $700,000. It is a $6.3 billion part of our economy where 85,000 Mississippians work every day. And when folks come from around North America, around the world for our bicentennial, they learn 2 things. One, these Mississippians they're kind of a different breed. They care. They're loving. They wanted to get to know me. Hey, where are you from? Tell me about what brings you to Mississippi. What do you think? One, we love Mississippians because they care, they're loving, they are compassionate, and they play to win all the time. And 2, this is a uniquely beautiful place, this place we call home. Margaret Mead said, never doubt. Margaret Mead said, never doubt, a few thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you. God bless. Mississippi is winning in economic development. Mississippi is winning because we win with people. Governor Bryant is providing great leadership. He is America's best economic development governor. Business Facilities magazine just today, just a few minutes ago, announced that Mississippi, Governor Phil Bryant, the Continental Tire is the business deal of the year by Business Facilities magazine. So Mississippians are winning. We have a great workforce training plan. We have funding from the governor, from the lieutenant governor, the speaker, and Mississippi is on a roll.
Tell us, what kind of a message does this send out on a national basis?
Well, on a national basis, people around the country know that Mississippi not only plays, we are winning in economic development. We're winning projects. Businesses are expanding in Mississippi. Great businesses like Milwaukee Tool and businesses around the world and around the country are recognizing that Mississippi is the place you need to be.
Tell us about MEC's priority in the area of infrastructure.
Well, infrastructure is a huge priority for us. It's something we've been working on for several years now. Actually, in December of 2015, we released a study that was an 18-month study that was done primarily by University of Southern Mississippi and Mississippi State University to get very extensive independent research on our infrastructure system, what we needed to do to actually improve it, what it was going to cost, and what some of the options were doing it. Now, what we do know is that we need additional dollars coming into infrastructure. Our report says about $375 million a year needs to be added into infrastructure for us to preserve the system that we have. That's not expanding the system, that's making sure we're preserving the system that we have, and then that will allow for the needed capacity in certain areas when it's appropriate. But we want to preserve our system. We have a wonderful highway system in the state of Mississippi in terms of connectedness. Our 4-lane road system is amazing. We have to make sure we protect that system and don't lose it.
Tell us a little bit about the importance of businesses getting involved in the political process.
Well, there's no question that businesses have to, because they're the driving force. They're creating the jobs. They're employing our citizens. They're giving those opportunities to our citizens. So the businesses understand they want the state as a whole to be successful, because in doing so, their individual businesses will be successful. So the bottom line is, every time we do something to make Mississippi better, there's a chance that a better chance that those businesses will not only grow, but expand and really create additional jobs across our state.
Who is eligible for membership in MEC, and what is the value of membership?
Well, anyone. It is an open organization. We have businesses of all sizes, small, large. We even have some individual members. The return on the investment is knowing that we're working toward making sure that we have the policies in place to grow our economy, provide a strong education, improve workforce development, and really create opportunities for all of our citizens to be successful.
Your reaction to everything that you've seen and heard here today?
Oh, I'm excited. This is always one of my favorite events because it's really right at the beginning of a new year. You always feel good about it. You know, you walk into this, you walk into it the first week of the session and you're really ready to go. By the time it ends in 3 months, we'll be going, whoa, thank goodness it's over. But quite frankly, the first week of the session is always exciting and challenging, and we look forward to this session.
If people have questions like more information about MEC, what should they do?
MEC.ms, real simple website, MEC.ms, gets you our contact information on it. Anyone's welcome to call me, glad to talk with them, but we really do want to make sure we're trying to do everything possible to build a sense of statewide business community and really put Mississippi in a place of opportunity to be successful.